do-rags, wave cream, brushes. Get the best products for your 360 waves at wavymerch.com.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Nick Wavy. I'm back with a new video. Before you buy any type of vehicle, make sure you watch this entire video, and I'm gonna try and explain what it's like owning a car, the cost of owning a car, and why the car that you purchase can really dictate the route of your life. So make sure you watch the entire video. When I first moved back to Canada in 2016, I didn't have a car because I felt like I didn't need one. I was at a good location. Once I started my new job, which was Wavy Merch, I needed to get a car to take me to the post office to drop off packages, so I actually had to buy a vehicle. I bought a car, Wavy Merch took off, I started making more money. I said, okay, let me get rid of my C300 Mercedes. It's time for me to get the AMG. I got the CLS 63 AMG, and I'll put the video on the top where I broke down what it was like financing that vehicle and paying for it. And you should watch that video because I got absolutely destroyed on that vehicle. I got into an accident and I got rid of that car, and then I got a Honda Civic. Now that Honda Civic I paid for cash, the maintenance was very low, then the Honda Civic broke, then I got a Honda Accord, which I currently still have. I said, you know what, it's been so long I haven't had a vehicle, let me buy another CLS 63. So basically the CLS is my favorite car. If you look right here, I still have the CLS little toy here. It's literally my favorite car. Because of my experience with buying luxury vehicles, I now have a better understanding of how to pay for it and how to set myself up to where it's cheaper to maintain. So my car at the time was $59,000 and I put half down, which was $30,000. So I financed $35,000 from the bank and they charged me a 7% interest rate. Because of that, I was paying $332 bi-weekly, which worked out to $660 a month. Because I got into a previous accident, my insurance went up from $200 a month for the CLS to $400 a month. So now I'm paying $1,000 a month to finance and have this car on road. Then you have to include gas and you have to include maintenance. So arguably I'm spending $1,500 a month on my AMG. Both times when I had my AMG, it was easy to afford and it wasn't really stressful for me. As I got older, I started to realize, look, I'm spending this much money on a car. What if I were to take that money and invest it in an asset, something that can actually make me money? And what made me realize that my car is a liability is when I was in Asia. I went on an Asia trip earlier this year and my car was parked up. So I'm paying for insurance, for fire and theft insurance while it's parked up. I'm paying for parking and my car is just sitting there collecting dust. And that car at the time was worth $50,000. So I'm now looking at this car like I have $50,000 parked in a garage that's losing money by the day, and it's also costing me money to lose that money. So I started to have a different perspective of what it's like owning an expensive car. I said, yo, I have $50,000 in my car. I can use 50 grand to do so many things, but it's stuck in this car. I wish I could get rid of it. I literally spoke it into existence just like I did with the first CLS. I got into an accident and my car was deemed a total write-off. When your car is deemed a write-off, you should have insurance on your vehicle. So the first thing you do is just call insurance and say, hey, I got into an accident, this is my car, take the pictures, everything. So my car got towed to the police station and then I filed a report about the accident. They took pictures and everything. So now I take those pictures and I send it to insurance. Insurance will do their investigation, they'll come and look at the car and they'll say, okay, look, well in my circumstance, they'll say, look, your car costs way too much to repair. It's deemed a total write-off. So now insurance is gonna give you a check for the value of your vehicle. So insurance came back to me and they said, look, your car is worth $56,000. Do you want to accept this offer? Whenever insurance gives you an offer for your car, never accept the first offer because obviously they're going to try and lowball you to give you less of what your car is worth. In my mind, I said, I just wanted 50K, but if you're giving me 56, I'll be happy with that. But let me see if my car is actually worth a little bit more. So I did some research on Auto Trader and whatnot, and I realized that my car is actually worth more than that. So I contacted back the insurance company. I said, hey, 56 is okay, but my CLS, there was only 2 available in Ontario and those were priced higher. So they said, okay, we'll get back to you. So then they got back to me and they said, hey, we're gonna give you $61,000 for your car. And when I said that, I said, oh, this is blessed. This is 11 grand more than what I actually wanted for my car, and I'll take that. When you get paid out for your vehicle, you don't necessarily have to go buy a new one. So because I already have a Honda, I already have another car, I don't have to buy it. So I was able to take that 61 grand. I owed $3,000 on the vehicle, so I paid off the rest of my loan. So So that left me with $58,000. And I literally took majority of that money and I put it into an investment account. So now I look at cars as a liability. It's something that will cost you to maintain. Now the good thing about having the CLS was, man, when I drove that car, I truly felt like I was him. Like, my car is the fastest car on road. It's camo wrapped, downpipes, stage 2 tune. The car was just beautiful. It was a show car. But maintaining the vehicle, even though I could afford it, I didn't want to afford it. My car needed at least 10 grand to be perfect. That changed the windshield, 1,000. Brakes, 4,000. Struts, 2,000. Wheel bearings, 1,000. Tires, 2,000. I'm gonna put 10 grand into this car to get it perfect, to lose more money every single day. And it just didn't make sense. My perspective now when it comes to cars and vehicles is I'll only buy a vehicle if I have an asset that's producing monthly cash flow to pay for that car. So I don't want to have a job where I work 5 times a week and majority of my paycheck is going towards my vehicle. That's how you stay in the trap. That's how you stay confined to your job, because you can't quit. You have to pay for your rent, you have to pay for your car, and you have to pay for life. So you're working every single day and all your money is going to pay to maintain your life. But you don't have to pay top dollar to maintain your life. You could get a more affordable car that doesn't cost you as much. Now, not only is your financial constraints reduced, you're actually able to save and invest more money on the side, which will grow into more money. So a lot of people that I know, and even myself included, I was confined to a vehicle. I was confined to car payments every other week for 5 years. My loan was 5 years and I was paying every single month, insurance every single month. It just got to a point where I'm wasting money. I'm going out of pocket to pay for something that's losing value. That doesn't make sense. I'd rather go out of pocket to buy something that not only holds value, but it also goes up in value. And then when that goes up in value, and even if it produces cash flow, now I could take that play money and buy a vehicle, because I still have my wealth in this asset, and the money that that asset is producing, I'm now paying for my toy, which is my car. When I decided not to purchase another vehicle, that kind of realigned my life in terms of my financial goals and my life goals. When I have my car, it's so easy for me to go out. I can go on dates, pick her up in the Benz. I want to go out and show off my vehicle for sure. But now that I have my Honda, which is a 2001 Honda, I'm not necessarily inclined to be so eager to want to step out and flex. I'm not so eager to want to take girls on dates because I have a Honda. I don't want to give my girl the experience of a Honda. I want to give my girl the experience of a luxury vehicle. But now that I chose to get rid of my luxury vehicle and I stay in my Honda, it allows me to be more focused. I now have a goal of where I want to be financially, and that's what I'm doing. So if a girl doesn't understand what I'm doing with my financial goals because I don't have a nice car, we're just we're not a match. And that's also a good thing for me because you're not aligned with my goals. Not having a luxury vehicle allowed me to become more focused, and things in my life now are definitely more planned and structured. I miss it. Don't get me wrong, having the CLS was an amazing experience. I loved it. It was the greatest car I've ever had. People look at me, it was so good I bought it twice. But now that I don't have it, it allowed me to eliminate a lot of distractions, and now I'm focused on my wealth. And in the future, in 5 years, in 10 years, if I follow this structure, I'm gonna be wealthy. And my wealth will be so high that I can afford to buy these toys and still have money generating as time passes. So if you are having trouble financially, I suggest you look at your car and see if there's a way that you can downsize, because sometimes you need to take 2 steps back to take 3 steps forward. If you were relieved of the financial pressures of owning your expensive car, your life would be much easier. You would have more money, you'd be able to invest more money, and you'd be able to spend more money anywhere else. But just having a car is really expensive. So if I were to go back, I'm happy that I did it because I got to experience what it's like having a luxury vehicle. But now that it's over, I'm okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Post a comment down below of how much you pay for your vehicle, and maybe you should look at yourself and be like, do I want to keep paying for this? It's a good reality check for you. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.